the United States military reportedly shot down multiple Iranian drones that were moving toward a U.S. Navy aircraft carrier operating in international waters. This incident has drawn global attention as it reflects rising tensions in the Middle East and the increasing role of unmanned aerial systems in modern warfare. U.S. defense officials stated the action was taken purely as a defensive measure to ensure the safety of American forces and strategic naval assets in the region. According to Pentagon sources, the drones were detected through advanced surveillance and radar systems long before they posed an immediate threat. U.S. naval forces are equipped with layered defense mechanisms designed to respond rapidly to aerial threats. Once the drones were identified as approaching a sensitive military zone, commanders authorized interception to neutralize the potential risk and prevent any escalation that could endanger personnel or equipment. The aircraft carrier involved was reportedly conducting routine maritime security operations. U.S. officials emphasized that American naval vessels regularly patrol international waters to protect freedom of navigation and ensure stability in critical global shipping routes. Any hostile movement toward such vessels is treated with extreme caution, especially in regions where geopolitical tensions remain high and military miscalculations could lead to unintended consequences. Iranian drones have become a focal point of concern for U.S. and allied forces over recent years. Military analysts note that drone technology allows for surveillance and potential strike capabilities without risking pilots' lives. This has changed the strategic landscape, making early detection and rapid response more critical than ever. The latest incident highlights how seriously the U.S. military takes any unmanned threat approaching its assets. So far, Iranian authorities have not issued an official statement directly addressing the reported shootdown. Historically, Iran has maintained that its drone operations are defensive in nature. However, regional experts suggest that drone movements near U.S. military assets are often interpreted as signals rather than accidental encounters. Such actions tend to increase suspicion and heighten alert levels among U.S. forces stationed in the area. Paragraph 6. U.S. defense officials were quick to clarify that the interception was not meant to provoke conflict. They stressed that the action was limited, precise, and focused solely on protecting American forces. The United States continues to state that it does not seek war, but will respond decisively to any threat against its personnel, allies, or strategic interests, especially in volatile regions like the Middle East. Paragraph 7. The Middle East has experienced increased military activity in recent months, including naval patrols, air defense deployments, and intelligence operations. These developments come amid ongoing conflicts, regional rivalries, and diplomatic standoffs. The drone incident adds another layer of complexity, reinforcing concerns that even small confrontations could escalate rapidly if communication channels fail or if intentions are misunderstood. Paragraph 8. Aircraft carriers represent one of the most powerful symbols of U.S. military strength. They serve as mobile air bases capable of projecting power across vast distances. Because of their strategic importance, carriers are among the most heavily defended assets in the U.S. Navy. Any approach by unidentified or hostile aircraft, including drones, is treated as a serious matter requiring immediate assessment and an action. Military experts point out that drone warfare has blurred traditional rules of engagement. Unlike manned aircraft, drones can be launched quickly, operate quietly, and sometimes test response times. This makes them useful tools for probing defenses. The U.S. military has adapted by integrating advanced detection systems and rapid response protocols to ensure threats are neutralized before they can cause harm. The incident has also captured the attention of global media and social platforms where unverified claims often spread rapidly. U.S. officials have urged the public to rely on confirmed statements rather than speculation. In sensitive situations like this, misinformation can inflame tensions and distort public understanding of events that are still being carefully assessed by defense and intelligence agencies. From a strategic perspective, the shootdown sends a clear message about U.S. red lines. While Washington emphasizes diplomacy, it also demonstrates readiness to act decisively when its forces are threatened. Analysts believe this balance between restraint and strength is intended to deter further provocations while avoiding a broader military confrontation that could destabilize the entire region. Energy markets briefly reacted to the news, reflecting ongoing concerns about security in critical maritime corridors. The Middle East plays a central role in global energy supplies, and any military tension near shipping routes can influence prices and investor confidence. Although the situation remains under control, markets remain sensitive to developments involving major military powers in the region. U.S. allies are closely monitoring the situation, particularly those with naval or economic interests in the area. Freedom of navigation is a shared concern among many nations, and incidents involving drones or naval assets raise questions about long-term regional stability. Coordination between allies remains a key element of U.S. strategy to maintain security and prevent unilateral actions from escalating into conflict. Diplomatic relations between the United States and Iran have been strained for years, shaped by sanctions, negotiations, and regional disputes. Incidents like this underscore how fragile the situation remains. While no immediate escalation has followed, experts warn that repeated encounters increase the risk of miscalculation, especially when military assets operate in close proximity under heightened tension. The U.S. Navy has continued to invest heavily in counter-drone technology, recognizing the growing threat posed by unmanned systems. From electronic warfare tools to advanced missile defenses, these measures aim to protect ships and crews in unpredictable environments. The successful interception demonstrates how these systems work together to create multiple layers of defense against emerging threats. Public reaction in the United States has been mixed, with some praising the military's quick response and others urging caution to avoid deeper involvement in Middle Eastern conflicts. This debate reflects broader questions about America's role on the global stage and how to balance national security with diplomatic efforts to reduce long-term instability. Defense analysts emphasize that one incident alone does not define the trajectory of U.S.-Iran relations. However, each encounter adds to a larger pattern that policymakers must consider carefully. Maintaining clear communication, enforcing established rules of engagement, and avoiding unnecessary provocations remain critical to preventing isolated events from turning into sustained confrontations. The U.S. Department of Defense has stated that it will continue monitoring air and sea activity closely. Naval forces remain on high alert, ready to respond to any potential threat. At the same time, officials reiterate that the United States supports diplomatic solutions and encourages all parties to act responsibly to preserve regional and global security. As drone technology continues to evolve, similar incidents may become more common worldwide. Nations are adjusting their military doctrines to address these challenges, focusing on early warning systems and rapid decision-making. The current situation serves as a reminder that modern conflicts often unfold quietly and quickly, far from public view, yet carry significant global implications. For now, the situation remains stable, with no reports of casualties or further escalation. Still, the event highlights the fragile balance in one of the world's most sensitive regions. Viewers are encouraged to follow verified updates as new information emerges, while policymakers and military leaders work behind the scenes to prevent tensions from turning into a broader crisis.